Hey guys, and welcome back. In this video, we shall see how to install macOS 15 Sequoia on VMware Workstation Pro running on Windows 11. The Workstation player has been discontinued and the Workstation Pro has been made available for personal use. So these are the 9 steps that we are going to see one by one. So the first step is to download and install VMware Workstation Pro. Now all you need to do is to open your browser and then you'll have to search for VMware Workstation Pro, and then from here I want you to click on the first link, which is from vmware.com. Now coming under here, you have to click here, download Fusion or Workstation. Then you will be taken up to this page, which is from Broadcom, and here you will have to log in into your account. In case if you have not created a profile on Broadcom, then you will have to register first. You just have to click here on this login button and then click on register. Registration is very simple and straightforward. You will need to provide a email ID and then some of your personal information. And once you have created your profile, you can return back to this page, then enter your details and then log in into your account. Since I have already created an account on Broadcom, so I'm just going to directly sign in. Now once you are logged into your account, you can just click here on my dashboard. Then on this search bar, you can search for Workstation. And then from the result, you can click here on Workstation Pro. Then coming under here, you can just click on this link. Alright, then just scroll down. Then under references, you will find Workstation Pro. Then you'll have to click on the first link. The second link is for the documentation, and for the software, you'll have to click on the first link. Alright, since I am using Windows, so I'm going to click here on this link, and I'm going to use the software for my personal use. Hence, I don't need any license, so I'm going to download this one. Then coming under here, you can choose the latest release and click on it. Alright, then again scroll down. Now you have to click here on I agree to terms and conditions. After that, you can just click here on this download button. You can click on yes. Then on this page, you will have to provide your address information. So I'll just quickly do that. Once you're done with that, you have to click here on I agree, and then finally you can just click here on submit. If your download has not begun yet, you can click on this download button once again, and the download is going to start just like this. It's 618 MB. Now once the download is complete, you can open the folder where you have downloaded the software. Here it is. So I'm just going to right click on it and then click on run as administrator. Click on yes. Let me just minimize this. Alright, now you have to click on next. Click on I accept the terms in the license agreement. Click on next. Click next. Now I don't want to join the customer experience improvement program. Next. Again next. And finally install. Once the installation is finished, you can just click here on finish button. Alright, and then you will be able to see the Workstation Pro icon on the desktop. If it is not present on the desktop, you can click on the start button and then search for Workstation, and then you will be able to see the VMware Workstation Pro. Just click on it. Now on this window, you will have to choose the first option, that is use VMware Workstation for personal use. In case if you are going to use the software for commercial purpose, you will have to enter license key, then click on continue, click on finish, and the Workstation manager is going to open up. Now once the installation of Workstation Pro is over, the next step is to download the macOS 15 ISO file. Now I have kept the link in the description of this video, so you can just directly open the link. Then from there you can just scroll down and then click here on this download button, and then from here you just have to click on this download button once again, and make sure that you have a stable and high-speed internet, because this file is going to take 16 GB of storage space. So if your internet is not stable, the download might get stuck and then you will have to restart the download. Now once the download of the macOS ISO file is done, the next thing to do is to download the unlocker for VMware. So VMware by default does not allow us to install the macOS, so we have to use something called an unlocker. We'll talk about it later. Let's just download it first. Now to download it, you just have to search for unlocker for VMware. Alright, then you have to click on this link which is from Polo Projects. Alright, then scroll down till you find this option, releases. Under releases you can choose the latest release. So at the time of making this video, Unlocker 3.0.5 is the latest version, so I'll just click on that. Then just scroll down, and from here you have to click on this link, release python embedded.zip. Alright, now the next thing to download is GenSMBIOS. This is going to generate unique serial number for our virtual machine so that it does not get blacklisted by Apple when we try to use the iServices or the Apple services. Now to do that, you just have to look for GenSMBIOS, hit enter, and then you have to click on this first link which is from Corp New T. Alright, then from here you can click on this button, that is code. Then from here you have to click here on download zip. Alright, and then finally we just have to download the VMware tools. Now VMware tools are no longer available at the Broadcom website, so I have uploaded VMware tools on my Google Drive and I have kept the link in the description of the video, so you can just directly open the link in your browser. And then from there you can just download this VMware tools Darwin like this, and you can see that the download has completed. So we have downloaded all the components or the scripts that we are going to need. So I'll just close all these tabs. Alright, now the next thing that we have to do is to run the unlocker for VMware, but I'll show you why we have to use this unlocker before we run it. So I'll just start my Workstation Pro. Now if I just click here on create a new virtual machine, then click on next, click on next, and then from here you can see that there is no option for macOS. So this is the reason why we need to use the unlocker. So I'll just close this, close the Workstation, and then we have to run the unlocker. Let me close this, and then this is the unlocker, release python embedded. So I'll just open it up and then let's extract it. Alright, now after extracting we have to run this file, that is wininstall.cmd. so just right click on it and then click on run as administrator. If the user account control gives a prompt, you can just click on yes, and then you just have to wait for this script to finish executing. Now once the script has completed execution, it's going to close the command prompt on its own. Now once it is done, you can just return back to your download folder, and let's see the next thing that we should do. Now the next thing is to create virtual machine for macOS. So let's do that. Start the workstation once again, then click on create a new virtual machine, then click on next, and then from here let it be on I will install the operating system later. Click on next, And now you can see that there's one more option, that is Apple Mac OS X. Now depending upon the version that you are installing, you can change it from here, but there is no mention of Mac OS 15, so I'll just let it be on 14 and then click on next, and then you can give a name to your Mac OS, and then you can choose a location for your virtual machine. I'll just let it be on my default location, then I'll click on next. Now on this page you can choose how much storage you want to allocate to your macOS. Let's say I'll just make it 150 GB. The recommended size is 80, so make sure you allocate at least 100 GB and then let it be on split virtual disk into multiple files, then click on next. Alright, now then you have to click on customize hardware. Now I'm just going to increase RAM to 5 GB. If your computer has sufficient amount of RAM, then you can increase it beyond 5 GB, but don't keep it less than 4 GB in any case. And then you click on this tab, that is processors. Now if you're not sure how many processor cores are present in your computer, you can just right click on your taskbar, then click on task manager. Then from here you can click on this performance tab, click on CPU, and then from here you will be able to see how many CPU cores are present in your computer. In my computer there is one CPU which consists of 6 cores, and there are total 12 logical cores or logical processors. So from here I'll just choose one, and then number of cores per processor, it's 2. I'll just make it 4. So in case if your Mac OS installer gets stuck, then you can create a new virtual machine, and in that machine you can choose only one course and give it a try. In some of the cases the installation gets stuck when we use more than one course. Anyways, then after that you can click on new CD DVD, then click here on use ISO image file, and then click on browse, and then you can browse to the location where you have downloaded the macOS 15 ISO file. Select it, click on open, and for the rest of these options we don't have to change anything, so let them be on their default settings, and then just click on close. Then you can click on finish. Alright, now you can see that your virtual machine has been created. Let's check out the next step. Now the next step is to edit the VMX file, and we are going to add one attribute or one property there. Now the configuration file is present here in this location, and this is the one, that is macOS 15.vmx. So we have to access this file. So let's open that. I'll just quickly open my configuration file. This is the one, that is macOS 15.vmx. Then just right click on it, click on open with, then choose notepad. Now from here just scroll down and then add one more line, that is smc.version equals, and then within double quotes 0, and then just save this file. Then you can close it, and then finally we can run macOS 15 setup and finish installation. So let's do that. So open your workstation manager, and then this time you can just click here on this button, that is power on this virtual machine.
Don't buy unnecessary upgrades. A well-maintained user directory removes security.
Now once the setup begins, this will be the first window, and here we have to choose the language. So I'll just choose English and then click on next. Alright, now we have to click on disk utility, because before we start with the installation process we will have to format the drive where we are going to install our operating system. So just click on disk utility, then click on continue. Now from here you have to click on the first option on this list, that is VMware Virtual SATA Hard Drive Media, and then click here on this erase button. Then you can give a name to this drive. I'll just make it Mac OS. Then let the format be APFS and the scheme should be GUID partition map. Then click on erase. Now once it is finished you can just click on done. And then you can just close this disk utility by clicking on this red button. Alright, now on this menu you can click on install macOS 15 and then click on continue. Then click on continue. Now on this window you have to click on agree. Click on agree. Alright, now you have to select the disk that we have formatted earlier and then click on continue. Then finally the installation is going to begin, and it's a very time consuming process. Just make sure that your computer does not go into sleep mode. Once the installation finish, you will be taken up to this window where you are supposed to set up your macOS before we can start using it. So in the first window we are supposed to select your country or region. Now from here I'll just select India. You can select your country or your region and then click on continue. Then on this page you can just click on continue. Then here we can just click on not now. Then data and privacy, we can just click on continue. Migration assistant, here I'll just click on not now. Then sign in with your Apple account. It's recommended that you don't use any Apple services until we change the serial number. We'll get to that point later. For now you can just click on setup later, then click on skip. Alright, then terms and conditions, you can click on agree, then again agree. Now you have to create a computer account, so you can just enter a name, then account name, and then password. I'll just do it quickly. And then on this window you can just click on continue and then click on don't use. Now on this window we have to select our time zone, so you just have to click in the area which is related to you. So like for me, I am from India and from somewhere nearby this region, so I'll just click here, and the name of the Indian cities have been populated here. And then I can just select my hometown like this and then just click on continue. Again click on continue. Now for the screen time you can click on setup later. For the same reason you can do all this later. Then you can choose your theme, either light, dark or auto. I'll just let it be on light and click on continue. We have to click here on continue. Then finally you will be taken up to the desktop, and this will be the first window in the desktop, that is feedback assistant. You can click on continue, you can accept, and you can just close it for now. So now your macOS 15, let's click here on this Apple icon and then click on about this Mac so that we can check out the properties of this Mac operating system. Now here we want it to be MacBook, and then this display memory is very less, 3 MB, and then the next thing is serial number. We have to change the serial number or else we will get blacklisted by Apple in case we try to use the iServices. And the version of macOS is 15, so that is fine. So let's close this, and this is the ISO image file of the macOS, so we can just right click on it and then we can eject this one like this. Alright, now the next thing that we have to do is to install the VMware tools, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, now we have to install the VMware tools. Now to install it we have to follow some steps, and if you read here it says VMware tools enables many features and improve and blah blah blah. So we can just click here on install, and then this window is going to pop up. Now from here you just have to click here on install VMware tools, make a double click, and the installation is going to begin. And then you can just click on continue, then again click on continue, click on install. Now you have to enter your password and then click on install software. Now on this prompt you will have to click on allow, and then it says system extension blocked, so we can click here on open system settings, and then it's going to open up this window. From here we will have to click here on allow, and then you have to enter your password once again. Click on modify settings, and then you will have to click on restart. Click on OK, then click on restart. Alright. Now once your computer restarts, you can just enter your password and log in into your account. Then you can just close the feedback assistant. Then you can close the settings. And then you can click on this Apple icon once again. Click on about this Mac. And now you can see that display is 128 MB, which means the VMware tools has installed successfully. Now in case if you are not able to install VMware tools by the method that I have showed you, then the other way is by downloading the VMware tools from the link that I have provided in the description of the video. Let me just show you once. So what you have to do is just download this VMware tools, and then you will have to mount this ISO file, that is darwin.iso. So I'll show you how to do that as well. You just have to return back to your VMware workstation, and then from here you can click on VM, and then from here scroll down to removable devices, then from here CD DVD, then coming inside it you can click on settings. From here, this is the one we have to click on browse. Click on the folder where you have downloaded the VMware tools. Then you will have to select the darwin.iso. Click on open. Alright, then click on OK, and then you will have to click on VM once again. Click on removable devices, then CD DVD, then click on connect, and then the installer of VMware tools is going to pop out like this. Alright, now once you are finished with the installation of VMware tools, you can just right click on this VMware tools icon and then click on eject. Now we have to shut it down, so I'll just click here and then click on power off, and then click on power off, because now we have to change the serial number of our virtual machine. So just minimize this, then open the folder where you have downloaded the files in the beginning. Now we have to open this one, that is generate smbios. Open it up, then extract all. Click on extract. Alright, then open it. Now from here we'll have to run this file, that is GenSMBIOS.bat, which is a Windows batch file. So just double click on it, and if you get a prompt like this, just click on more info and then click on run anyway. And if Python is not installed in your computer, you will get an error like this: Python was not found on your computer or on your system. So you can just click on Y and hit enter. Now it says that we have to install it from this website, so I'll just select this and then copy it, and then let's open a browser, and then I'll just open the link. Now from here you can download the stable release. So this is the latest stable release. Click on it, scroll down, and then finally you can just click on this one, that is Windows installer 64-bit, since my computer is a 64-bit computer. Now once Python has been downloaded, you can open the folder and then right click on the file, click on run as administrator to begin the installation. Click on yes. Now while you are installing Python, make sure that you tick mark on this option, that is add python.exe to path, and then you click on install now. Now once it is installed, you can just close it, close the browser. Let us close this command prompt as well. Just hit enter and it will close. Now we have to run this bash file once again, which is the GenSMBIOS. Now this time, since we have installed Python, we are going to get options like this. Now this is one thing. The second thing is you have to open your notepad and then you have to copy these configurations, which I have kept in the description of the video. So you can just copy and paste them here. Now depending upon the serial numbers that we are going to generate using this bash file, we will copy and paste them here where I have left hash symbol. So let's see how we can do this. Let's return back to the command prompt running GenSMBIOS. Now here you can see that this is the third option, generate smbios. So we can just enter 3 and hit enter. Now let the scripts complete running, and since we are going to generate the smbios for this one, that is MacBook Pro 16.4, so I'll just copy it from here like this and then paste it like this and then just hit enter. Now you can see that the serial number, board serial number, ROM and then SMUU ID has been generated. Then now you can see that we have the serial number. So from here I'll just copy the serial number, use Ctrl C, it will get copied, then return back to this text and then paste it here like this. The next is ROM. So for the ROM, this is the one, the last one, select it and then Ctrl C, and then we can just paste it here like this. And then finally we have to copy this, that is the board serial number, copy, Ctrl C, and then here the last one, that is MLB, this corresponds to the board serial number, so just replace it with the hash and this is it. And now we can just close this command prompt, we don't need it, and we can just copy all these configurations that we have created. So select it and copy it, and then we can just minimize this also, minimize everything. Now we have to open the configuration file. Now if you're not sure where your configuration file is, you can open your Workstation Pro, select your macOS, and then from here you can see the location of your configuration file and then open it up. So I'll just quickly do that. And the configuration file is this one, which is having .vmx extension. So right click on it, then open with, choose notepad, then from here you just have to scroll till you find firmware. After firmware, just append one new line and then paste all the configurations that we have copied earlier like this. Now the next thing is to look for Ethernet. So you just have to scroll down till you find this one, Ethernet connection type, which is set to NAT. Then the second one is Ethernet address type generated. Now this generated has to be changed to static, and then again just scroll down till you find Ethernet dot generated address, which is here. This is the one. Now from here you have to first of all make it Ethernet dot address. So just remove generated part, and then this is the address. Now we have to change this as well, and then we have to change this Ethernet address from the list that I'm going to provide. So you can see the list on the screen. Now from here, let's say I'll choose any one of them randomly. Now to do that, we'll just have to change the first 3 address, and the rest, these 3, we can just let them be. So for the first 3, I'll just make it 00, then 21, and then E9. Now once you're done with that, the next thing is Ethernet 0.generated address offset. Now we have to change this. We have to make it Ethernet.check MAC address. Now this is case sensitive, and also make sure that you don't make any spelling mistake here. And C is capital, then M is capital, then A is capital, and then the value has to be changed to false. Now once you are done with that, you can just save this configuration file by just clicking on file and then click on save. Then close this configuration file, minimize the notepad, minimize this also, and then you can open your Workstation Pro, use your macOS, and then click on power on this virtual machine. Then finally you can just log in into your computer. Now once your computer boots up, you can just close Feedback Assistant, click on this Apple icon, then click on About this Mac. And now you can notice that it is a MacBook Pro with 16-inch screen, and the graphics is 128 MB. Then we have around 5 GB of RAM, and then we have a new serial number. and the macOS number is 15. So that's all for this video. I hope you learned how to install Apple macOS 15 Sequoia on VMware Workstation Pro. So don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.